If you struggle with anxiety and you're ready to take the weight off your shoulders, I have something for you. Hello, Will Perry. Welcome to Keeping the Conversation Live. I hope you are well. So, if you struggle with anxiety, it's not working. That's an easy thing to say. It's not working, is it? It's not working out for you. It doesn't work well for you. It's a negative. However, it had a positive intent way back when it was invented. But, and I don't mean anxiety, but when you first experienced anxiety, it was a coping mechanism, and it had a positive intent behind it. However, it doesn't work for you now, and it's the same. You're not alone. It's the same for so many people. The World Health Organization, I think this goes back, it's out of date now because of the pandemic, had a huge spike in it, absolutely huge spike in anxiety. But pre pandemic, the results from the World Health Organization were 282 million people around the world suffering with anxiety, with 300 million people around the world suffering from depression linked with anxiety. So you're not alone, and it's massive global. Just the stats on it are just crazy. And pills might help alleviate some of the symptoms of it, but they don't work. It's a real problem. They don't work. And they're not solving the real problem. They're not solving the real issue. They're it's a plaster on a broken leg. It's not solving or fixing the real issue. And you're not living your best life having anxiety. You probably know already, how many different ways it inhibits your life, how many different ways it holds you back, and you might have heard the story. I think about Emma now, who actually works on the program. She started as a client. Hi, Emma. She started as a client with huge anxiety. In fact, she missed the first video call with me because she was so anxious, and which I laugh about. But it's really common, It's like, right, I know you're there. Hello. I think I did a message, or I don't think I would have done a voice message. Well, maybe I did. A message, a voice message, whatever. Say, I know you're probably there. I know it's, please, it won't be. It's just me. It's not a difficult conversation. Anyway, she came back on. I think I got about 15 minutes later. She was bold enough to come on, shoulders up here, and we joke about it, but it's a great story. The anxiety was so bad. Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah. It was just like, oh my God. The first bit, it was like about just relaxing and just being able to breathe, and not inhibit your body in such a way. But then it's like, what's going on inside, of course, which is the real issue. So the reason I talk about Emma is because she went from somebody hugely anxious to actually now working on the program. She's really passionate about it. She's the accountability partner in the pathway that I have, and it's a lovely thing because she went from that huge anxiety that sometimes she couldn't leave the house because she was so anxious. She once left everything in Tesco's. You might have seen where she shared her story. She had such acute anxiety that she left. Left her shopping in the supermarket, rushed out, had to get home, had to just like blind panic and crashed. And the policeman said that she was lucky to live from the accident and to walk out relatively unscathed from it. She went under a lorry. Crazy stuff. So the anxiety was so extreme, and through the series of things that I do on the pathway and getting to the real problem rather than just pills not working, which I don't subscribe. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional. Then she was able to do lots of different things, including manage her weight, but do public speaking and help others, and that's the bit that it speaks to me the most. She's able to help others that kind of have experienced or experience the same sort of thing. So you can fix anxiety. It's cool. Woohoo! You can fix it, but it doesn't come through the normal medical approach. Modern medicine doesn't have really a solution for this because that treats the physical symptoms, but not the mental issues. And we all got mental issues in us. So it's the mental issues that we're dealing with, and what I mean by that is simply a negative self-belief about yourself. So you're not living your best life having anxiety, and that's really clear. And as long as you do have anxiety over there, if you have anxiety, you won't be able to live your best life because it entraps you. It keeps you locked in place. And like I say, it had a positive intent at one stage, but it doesn't serve you now. So you need to solve the anxiety. Obviously, you need to get to a place where you're free or can control anxiety. Maybe you've got things that trigger you and everything, but you're able to control it and live a very different life from the one that where you were yes, yes, smiling on trying to smile through it, and people not knowing the depth and the impact of it on your life. It's just huge and massive, and you're not alone. 300 million, three, crazy. Yet we think we're alone and we're isolated. And it's a crazy thing. So we need to solve the anxiety, which means understanding where this stuff comes from within us individually, the negative false beliefs, which I say in the subconscious. So it's difficult to see things that you can't see because it's in the subconscious. It's like really difficult, but you'll know it because it's the, I always think of this prop that I often use. Maybe I use this too much. Answers on a postcard. Sent to the wrong address, please. You tune into this. And if I tuned into your darker thoughts, in fact, the darker thoughts are there. Oh yeah, that's them. So when you tune into your darker thoughts, they're pretty dark. They're the sort of stuff you'd never tell people about. They're really dark stuff. In fact, that's enough of that. They're really dark thoughts about yourself, not about other people. You're pessimistic and positive about optimistic and positive. That's the one. Optimistic and positive about other people. But when you put it on yourself, or you look in a mirror, and and Emma's quite public that she used to cover the mirrors around her house so she didn't have to look at herself. Yet that's ironic because people would say she was attractive. In fact, she was a model at one point. So it's like, yeah, how does that work? So people telling you, oh, you're not this, or you are that, or it doesn't make any difference. The belief wins, and if it's a negative, false, dark belief, it's going to win out every time. Every time, it's trying to push over a concrete boulder, with a straw. I don't know. It's just immovable. It's an immovable object, and you're stuck with it. So you need to see that it's false, and that takes it from concrete into dust. It's like, holy crap, that wasn't real, but I've lived my life around that for ages, and there was a coping mechanism that's built around that, and then at the heart of it, this false belief. Holy crap. So then you have to build a structure around how do you build a new belief. And I've had that knowledge, and that goes back 2001. Wow. When I did my NLP training. It was, I know, was that when I did my NLP training? No, a little bit later, 2004 or something like that, I did the NLP training. It's like, wow, here, we've got some systems to create fast change that's understandable, that you can use. It doesn't have to be subconscious. You can use consciously, that work on the subconscious, that help you build new beliefs. This is really cool, but on its own, it didn't work. And then that was the next thing for me to understand. Why do these techniques not work then for some people? What makes them not work when this is the key to the stuff? And it was like, of course, then that's the layers that I needed to get through, and with myself, it's like, why isn't this stuff working on me? And it's like, because it needs to contact the negative belief, make them from concrete to dust, and then build up the new beliefs. That's when the technology, the process, the tools, the techniques are really, really useful. But you have to get them in the right place at the right time and see the right tool for the right job. Makes sense, does it not? If you see my point, there it is. So you need to see that those beliefs are false, and that's the structure and the process that we go through on the pathway. But my invitation to you is to start a conversation with me. Literally message me, and share, or actually, Emma, why not? If you want to have a conversation with Emma, message me and I'll connect you too. So you can message Emma, hear her story, see that it's real, touch it, feel it, and all that sort of thing. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Get that sense of her story, see if it relates to you, and have a conversation with me or Emma. I'm asking her. I'm saying offering her without asking, but I know she'll be open to that. That if you wanted to have a conversation with Emma or have a conversation with me about this stuff, then do so, because doing nothing won't work. Doing nothing will only continue that coping mechanism to ruin your life, and it really is ruining your life. And what's more is if you've got kids, it's just imprinting that onto your kids. The worry, if it comes out in OCD, if it comes out into this constraining control thing, giving you the sense of control by not going out. Emma felt she had more control. She was controlling her environment. It doesn't work. It's just limiting you. So it won't change on its own. You need to, for me, the answer is to go down and solve these deeper issues, which is in the subconscious. Doesn't need to be painful, doesn't need to be traumatic, doesn't need to be spiritual, or look at the stars, or cards, or in each their own. There's lots of different things that resonate with lots of different people. I'm quite pragmatic. I like results, and to know what it is and why you're doing the next step. So and to be able to do it yourself, not to be able to do needing to have somebody else there as a dependent, codependent. Don't like that stuff. So start. But my invitation to you is have a conversation. Have a conversation with myself or with Emma about this stuff to see if you think you could change this stuff, or tell us, you're going to be telling us why it won't work for you, because your belief will be there and that will speak volumes. Will it not? So do share this stuff with somebody that you think who could benefit. And I look forward to the conversations, let me know. All right. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.